When You Are Old by W.B. Yeats. When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read, and dream of the soft look your eyes had once, and of the shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars.
Okay, my poem that I've chosen is called My Teacher Ate My Homework, and it's by Ken Nesbitt. Okay. My teacher ate my homework, which I thought was rather odd. He sniffed at it and smiled with an approving sort of nod. He took a little nibble, it's unusual but true, then had a somewhat larger bite and gave a thoughtful chew. I think he must have liked it, for he really went to town. He gobbled it up with gusto, and he wolfed the whole thing down. He licked off all his fingers, gave a burp and said, "You pass." I guess that's how they grade you when you're in a cooking class.
By Abby Brown. How good to lie a little while and look up through the tree. The sky is like a kind big smile bent sweetly over me. The sunshine flickers through the lace of leaves above my head and kisses me upon the face like mother before bed. The wind comes stealing over the grass to whisper pretty things, and though I cannot see him pass, I feel his careful wings. So many gentle friends are near, whom one can scarcely see. A child should never feel a fear, wherever he may be.
Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry, the bear was ravenous, the bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, "Isabel, glad to meet you." "How do, Isabel? Now I'll eat you." Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands and she straightened her hair up. Then Isabel quietly ate the bear up.
Please, Mrs. Butler by Alan Alberg. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps copying my work, miss. What shall I do? Go and sit in the hall, dear. Go and sit in the sink. Take your books on the roof, my lamb. Do whatever you think. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps taking my rubber, miss. What shall I do? Keep it in your hand, dear. Hide it up your vest. Swallow it if you like, my love. Do what you think best. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps calling me rude names, miss. What shall I do? Lock yourself in the cupboard, dear. Run away to sea. Do whatever you can, my flower, but don't ask me.
The British serve 60 million. Take some Picts, Celts and Celiors and let them settle. Then overrun them with Roman conquerors. Remove the Romans after approximately 400 years. Add lots of Norman French to some Angles, Saxons, Jutes and Vikings, then stir vigorously. Mix some hot Chileans, cool Jamaicans, Dominicans, Trinidadians and Bajans with some Ethiopians, Chinese, Vietnamese and Sudanese. Then take a blend of Somalians, Sri Lankans, Nigerians and Pakistanis. Combine with some Guyanese and turn up the heat. Sprinkle some fresh Indians, Malaysians, Bosnians, Iraqis and Bangladeshis together with some Afghans, Spanish, Turkish, Kurdish, Japanese and Palestinians. Then add to the melting pot. Leave the ingredients to simmer. As they mix and blend, allow their languages to flourish, binding them together with English. Allow time to be cool. Add some unity, understanding and respect for the future. Serve with justice and enjoy. Note, all the ingredients are equally important. Treating one ingredient better than another will leave a bitter, unpleasant taste. Warning, an unequal spread of justice will damage the people and cause pain. Give justice and equality to all.
The I Spy Book of Teachers by Brian Moses. 1 point if you catch your teacher yawning. Double that to 2 if later on you find her snoring. 3 points if you hear your teacher singing, and 4 if it's a pop song, not a hymn. A generous 5 points if you ever see them jogging, and 6 if you should chance upon them snogging. 7 if you ever find her on her knees and praying for relief from noisy boys who trouble her. 8 if you should catch him in the betting shop. 9 if you see him dancing on top of the pops. 10 if you hear her say what a lovely class she's got, for then you'll know there's something quite seriously wrong with her.
The Lion by Roald Dahl. The lion just adores to eat a lot of red and tender meat, and if you ask the lion what is much the tenderest of the lot, he will not say a roast of lamb, or curried beef, or devilled ham, or crispy pork, or corned beef hash, or sausages, or mutton mash. Then could it be a big plump hen? He answers no. What is it then? Oh, lion dear, could I not make you happy with a lovely steak? Could I entice you from your lair with rabbit pie or roasted hare? The lion smiled and shook his head. He came up very close and said, the meat I am about to chew is neither steak nor chops, it's you.
On the Ning Nang Nong by Spike Milligan. On the Ning Nang Nong where the cows go bong and the monkeys all say boo, there's a nong nang ning where the trees go ping and the teapots jibber jabber jew. On the nong ning nang all the mice go clang and you just can't catch 'em when they do. So it's ning nang nong, cows go bong, nong nang ning, trees go ping. Nong ning nang, the mice go clang, what a noisy place to belong is the ning nang nong.
I wear my victory as a crown. My victory will never let me down. I have nothing to fear. I keep my trophy as a souvenir. My javelin went 100 miles. Well, it travelled quite a while. And when I did my hammer throw, it really was quite a show. And when I threw the disc, it was all done with a twist because I was fast and brisk, and it was done just in a twist. But sometimes I am in last place, and that is when I cover my face. Because I cry, for goodness sake, everything is at stake. When I did the triple jump, I went with a bump. And when I tried to jump so long, it just all went wrong. And when I did the shot put, did I shoot the put or pot the shot? The thing landed on my foot. I am an athlete. No one is perfect, and neither am I. But it's always fun. You just have to try.
This is a poem called Matilda, Who Told Lies and Was Burned to Death, written by Hilaire Belloc about 100 years ago. Matilda told such dreadful lies, it made one gasp and stretch one's eyes. Her aunt, who from her earliest youth had kept a strict regard for truth, attempted to believe Matilda. The effort very nearly killed her, and would have done so had not she discovered this infirmity. For once, towards the close of day, Matilda, growing tired of play, and finding she was left alone, went tiptoe to the telephone, and summoned the immediate aid of London's noble fire brigade. Within an hour the gallant band were pouring in on every hand, from Putney, Hackney Downs and Bow, with courage high and hearts aglow. They galloped roaring through the town. Matilda's house is burning down! Inspired by British cheers and loud, proceeding from the frenzied crowd, they ran their ladders through a score of windows to the ballroom floor and took peculiar pains to souse the pictures up and down the house until Matilda's aunt succeeded in showing them they were not needed. And even then she had to pay to get the men to go away. It happened that a few weeks later, her aunt was off to the theatre to see that interesting play, The Second Mrs. Tanqueray. She had refused to take her niece to hear this entertaining piece, a deprivation just and wise to punish her for telling lies. That night, a fire did break out. You should have heard Matilda shout. You should have heard her scream and bawl, and throw the window up and call to people passing in the street, the rapidly increasing heat encouraging her to obtain their confidence, but all in vain. For every time she shouted, "Fire!" all they shouted was "Little liar!" And therefore, when her aunt returned, Matilda and the house were burned.
On Field, on Fire, by an unknown author. When I'm on the field, I have the fire. Win or lose, don't matter. To play is my desire. I'm okay as a keep, good as a lead. Really want to see me rolling, then place me in the midfield. It's not always about hitting goals. Games is all about passing. Dribble, pass, 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 shoot, and you're surely going to win. Few minutes of play in a day is what it really takes. Fearless I feel, stress and tension it eradicates. If poems are my drug, then football is my passion. Few friends and a nice game, oh what a satisfaction.
Homework tonight. There's homework tonight, so much to be done. No time for resting, no time for fun. But first, something to eat to build up my willpower. Then perhaps a TV programme for half of an hour, followed by some music to help me relax, then a cool drink and a few tasty snacks. Then it's down to studying, give of my best, got to work hard, no time to rest. But first, I'll phone a few friends to see how they are, strum a few songs with the help of my guitar, switch on the computer, improve my best score, try on my new trainers, float across the floor. Then it's definitely and got to be down to studying, give of my best, got to work hard, no time to rest. But first, I'll just organise my desk, help with the workload. Hey, who's that out of the window, walking down the road? Oh, I must check out that film on Thursday night. And back to the fridge to help satisfy my appetite. Then it's absolutely and definitely and just got to be down to studying, give of my best, got to work hard, no time to rest. Finally I'm ready, so no further delay. Sitting at my desk, I'm here to stay. Now all I need are a pencil and ruler I can borrow. What? 9 o'clock already? Oh well, there's always tomorrow.
Where do all the teachers go? By Peter Dixon. Where do all the teachers go when it's 4 o'clock? Do they live in houses and do they wash their socks? Do they wear pyjamas and do they watch TV? Do they pick their noses the same as you and me? Do they live with other people? Have they mums and dads? And were they ever children? And were they ever bad? Did they ever never spell right? Did they ever make mistakes? Were they punished in the corner if they pinched the chocolate flakes? Did they ever lose their hymn books? And did they leave their greens? Did they scribble on the desktops? Did they wear old dirty jeans? I'll follow one back home today. I'll find out what they do. Then I'll put it in a poem. Then that they can read to you.
My poem is Walking with My Iguana by Brian Moses. And Brian Moses was inspired to write this poem when he saw someone actually walking their iguana along the beach in Brighton. I'm walking with my iguana. I'm walking with my iguana. When the temperature rises to above 85, my iguana is looking like he's coming alive. So we make it to the beach, my iguana and me, and then he sits on my shoulder and we stroll by the sea. And I'm walking with my iguana. And I'm walking with my iguana. Well, if anyone sees us, we're a big surprise. My iguana and me on our daily exercise. Till somebody phones the local police, says I've got an alligator tied to a leash. When I'm walking with my iguana. I'm walking with my iguana. It's the spines on his back that make him look grim, but he just loves to be tickled under the chin. And I know my iguana is ready for bed when he puts on his pyjamas and lays down his sleepy head. And I'm walking with my iguana. And I'm walking with my iguana. With my iguana. With my iguana. And my piranha. And my chihuahua. And my chinchilla. With my gorilla. My caterpillar. And I'm walking with my iguana. With my iguana. With my iguana.
Okay, this poem is called I Wished I'd Looked After Me Teeth, and it's by a poet called Pam Ayres, and it reminds me of being a child, and I also like it because it's a little bit how I speak anyway. So here we go. Oh, I wished I'd looked after me teeth and spotted the dangers beneath, all the toffees I chewed and the sweet sticky food. Oh, I wished I'd looked after me teeth. I wished I'd been that much more willing when I had more tooth there than filling, to give up gobstoppers from respect to me choppers and to buy something else with me shilling. My mother, she told me no end, if you've got a tooth, you've got a friend. I was young then and careless, my toothbrush was hairless, I never had much time to spend. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste all right, I flashed it about late at night, but up and down brushing and poking and fussing didn't seem worth the time, I could bite. If I'd known I was paving the way to cavities, caps and decay, the murder of fillings, injections and drillings, I'd have thrown all my sherbet away. So I lie in the old dentist's chair and I gaze up his nose in despair. And his drill it do whine in these molars of mine, to amalgam he'll say, for in there. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth as they foamed in the waters beneath. But now comes the reckoning, it's me they are beckoning. Oh, I wished I'd looked after me teeth.